Okay, so tonight I'm at work and I'm working the floor and I'm running relief, meaning as the other floor people, the other pit bosses need a break, right? I come, I give them a break, and they go on their way. Okay, so I get over to the crap table and I'm sitting there and I got my arm sitting there on the edge of the table and looking like you're supposed to look when you're pit boss. So you do this. You do that a lot because that's your job, right? So that's what you do. So the dealer to my right says, "This young lady needs you." And I look up, and here is this little, teeny, tiny little blonde. And she's cute. She's cute. A little blonde. And she's got a big smile on her face and smiling really big at me. And I jump up and I walk over to her and I said, "Can I help you?" And she said it with such an accent. It was so thick, I couldn't even tell what kind of an accent it was. It was so thick. And finally, I understood that what she needed was to go to the bathroom. So I turn and I point to her, the bathroom, it's over there under the red. Do you see the red? And she's responding to me, but I'm having difficulty. The music's real loud. I'm having trouble understanding what she's saying because her accent's so thick. I can't even tell what kind of accent it is. So she heads off to the bathroom. I did catch thank you, but she heads off to the bathroom and she's on her way. And I go back and I sit down and, I'm doing this. So as I'm doing that, after a while, she does her thing and I see her come out and she is walking out, but now she looks maybe a little more distressed and she's obviously looking for somebody and she's walking through the casino and she's looking and she goes around, she's going through the slots and then a little bit later she comes back around and she's done about 4 laps and it's clear that she cannot find who it is that she's looking for. And about the 4th, 5th time after she's going by and she's walking quickly, she looks at me and she smiles real big. She's got a real pretty smile. She's got a little blonde hair. She's got her pretty blue eyes. And she smiles and she waves at me. And so I wave back. And then she walks over to the edge, the other end of the crap table from where she was before. And she says, "I can't find my hair." And I said, "What?" She says, "I can't find my uncle." I said, "You can't find your uncle?" She says, "I can't find my uncle." I said, "Where are you from?" And she says, "I'm from Northern Ireland." And I was like, "Oh." And I don't know if it has to do with the cul-de-sac that I grew up on, but here on Facebook, Leslie down at the end of cul-de-sac, she one day on Facebook said that, she always had a thing for guys with, English accents. And the truth is, I've always had a thing for like women with English or Irish or Australian accents. I just could listen to them talk all day. It's truth. Love that accent. And so now here I am, and there's this little blonde thing, and she's got these pretty blue eyes and this big smile. And after we get out of her that she's Northern Ireland, I look down at her shoes. I said, "Well, I see you've got your American shoes on. They're like Converse All-Star shoes and they're like blue, but they got the white stars on them." And I said, "Well, you got your American shoes on." And she smiles real big. She's all flattered. And she says, "I just want you to know, I'm 25 years old." And I look at her and she's smiling at me so big. And I'm thinking, well, then I don't have to ID you. And she reaches out to put her hand out for me to shake her hand. So I reach out and I start shaking her hand and she grabs onto my hand and she is not letting go of my hand. And she is sitting there and she is looking at me and she's smiling this beautiful little Irish smile, with the blue eyes and the porcelain skin, and she's looking at me and I'm thinking, yeah, she's a lot younger than me. But she wanted me to know right away that she was 25. I'm thinking, man, this little 25-year-old Irish girl, she really likes me. So I said to her, she sticks out her hand. She says, my name is, and I thought she said Charlene. And I said, Charlene? She says, no. And she says it again. I said, Charlemagne? She says, no. And I think it was Charmaine, okay? Or Charlemagne. I said, oh. And she's still holding on to my hand. I said, you know what? You should play craps. She says, I don't know how. I said, it's okay, we'll teach you. And because that's what we do, we teach. I said, you got $20, we'll teach you, okay? And she looks at me and she says, with this great big smile, and she says, I'm special needs.